Hello, welcome to episode 14 of Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics / non-classics. Wait, no, I review. I explained that back in episode 1. Okay? Now, this is the finale for the Grant Morrison books. Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin must die. It contains issues 13 to 16 and the one-shot Batman the Return, which is part of the road home. It's a conclusion to it. This doesn't exactly, like the last book, pick up right where the last one stopped. It just starts out with a brief hallucination about Simon Hurt. Yeah, some of the injuries during R.I.P. He plays a big part in this whole story. He plays a big part throughout the whole four-parter. And this is the only time Grant Morrison has a 4-part story. And this is the 3rd story arc. This is like the, I'd say the 5th story arc that he wrote for the series. And his last one. Joker looks a bit weird. He's in the book. Joker looks very weird the way he's drawn. He's not laughing like most of them. He acts perfectly sane. And this is the first time Commissioner Gordon shows up in this series since issue 6. And he gets to pay a visit to the Batcave. He also mentions basically, he says he calls the Commissioner Gordon, that's why Batman calls him Jim. I don't think he has much of a problem with that. Okay. They're in the Batcave talking for a bit. The artwork is different. Oh, I forgot. The artwork is done by Fraser Irving and David Finch. Okay? Still Joker in this book. And of course, like on the cover, Damian beats the living crap out of Joker. This goes on for about a few minutes. They fire at the Batmobile, which it gets destroyed. And Professor Pig returns. I guess Grant Morrison's tie up all loose ends when it comes to his final story arc. And the Joker's unfazed by this. He still kind of is hurting, yes. This image I don't like very much. Yeah. Let's read that briefly, so hopefully YouTube doesn't take my video off because I show that. Yeah. The artwork in here is a bit weird, but it's okay. The story is still good, I give it that much. Yeah. Commissioner Gordon gets killed by Professor Pig. I think this guy's supposed to parent with Riddler, but he's actually not. The artwork kind of looks like something you see like in a Batman Elseworlds book. That's why the artwork looks a bit weird. Yeah. Joker is still in this book frequently. Yeah. Alfred's in here. Here's something quite interesting. Damian does not call Alfred. He calls him by his last name. I don't really know why that is. It's not really much explained. I think he just calls it just to annoy him. That's why I think he calls Damian Master Damian. Wow. But, yeah. He fights him. Now, this issue I do like. Yeah. Apparently there's some item in the thing, and just like, gotcha, the bat bomb. And he gets punched. And then this is my favorite part of the book. What's happening? Don't you understand that one? Fiends. And all of a sudden the clock is turned to the time of the Thomas Martha Wayne's death. He says, and then Dick Batman says, this is Dick Grayson Batman, he says, don't make any plans because I know someone who does. I don't make plans, but I know someone who does. Devil meets Bat God. And Simon Hurt's like, what's happening? Turn around, Doctor. It's all over. The return of the original Batman. Something Batman fans waited for a whole year. And I love this cover of Batman 16. Batman 16, this is a great looking cover.
Hello?
Yeah. The reason why I used the Christian Hill, because I just had to. Okay. Yeah, it's a brief flashback. There's one woman looked like she was in a nude, don't know why. Yeah, just a brief flashback about Thomas Wayne. Apparently surviving the centuries, no real explanation. And here he is, the original Batman in his costume. Yeah, and Simon Hurt's like, what? He's like thinking in his mind, what? He's like, Simon Hurt and 99 Themes. You, me, and 99 Themes. And this is something quite odd. This is a question that he thinks is quite odd. is that Damian in a Robin costume? And Damian's like, yeah, this is like, okay. He's in a costume, so what? The only difference between the Dick Grayson Batman and Bruce Wayne Batman is by the style of their capes. Dick Grayson's Batman looks like his cape is almost completely covering around his shoulders. And the original Batman has a bit differently. So that's why we get the difference between the two. Is by the capes. That's what I think it looks like. Now, they actually split up the regular Batman and Robin. Dick Grayson and Robin go after Professor Pig and save Gotham. Bruce Wayne, however, stays there and goes after Simon Hurt. And this is something I don't like very much, that even he did. He burned a hole in the Thomas and Martha Wayne painting. That's a no-no. You never touch those paintings. That painting is sacred to Batman. And somehow Simon Hurt is somehow knows his real identity. I don't really know how that is. Professor Pig shows up in this. I don't think he does show up in the 52, yes. But I think he only shows up when Grant Morrison writes the book. I don't think he shows up anytime else. The art does. It's still pretty much the same artwork throughout the whole book. And in the end, after Simon Hurt is defeated, and Professor Pig back in jail.
I was expecting you to give me a call sometime.
And this is a good picture. Yeah. He says, now this is basically regular Bruce. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And then he holds a press conference. I'll probably say the entire thing. In my effects to clear the names of my parents, I found myself caught up in unlikely tale of double identities and process of corrupting officials. I'm sorry circumstances compelled me to abandon my beloved city for so long, but I know Gotham it was now in safe hands. Some of you may have wondered, how does a man like Batman afford, constantly updating his crime-fighting technology? Where does this man come from? The answer is me. I've been financing Batman in secret for years. My parents murdered in the street, in front of me. So when does a man like Batman appear on the scene? What else can I do? I want to take a further commitment with his help, with yours. Ladies and gentlemen, Batman's war against crime goes global tonight. It's my great pleasure to introduce Wayne Enterprises' newest venture and the beginning of a new era in the fight against crime. Batman Incorporated. And then the return pretty much. Now this all works much better. It introduces the new costume that he wears up until the relaunch. This is much better art. This is basically guest star fam. This is just like the previous book. Guest star family galore in this book. All the members of the Batman family show up in this book. You got Hunter. You got Red Robin show up. The regular Batman and Robin. The Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Wayne. You got Batgirl. Even Barbara Gordon's in this issue, and they've designed a new costume for her. Yeah. It says, you want me to roll and finish go to England? That's actually something that happens in Batgirl. So pretty much this whole book, it just set up new stuff for Batman. Yeah. That's what she mentions. He says, what about us, Batman Robin? Yeah, they'll stay there. It pretty much sets up very much the rest of the whole entire series for the relaunch. Yeah. Not much is really set up in this issue, but they also have Batman Incorporated, and shows off Robin's cycle, puts his symbol back on, tries to take it back off. Second time it does this, I don't know why. Cat makes a cameo, and he says game on. And pretty much it goes on from there. It goes on pretty much like for Bruce Wayne perspective. It goes on to very much ends up what happens in Dark Knight and Batman Incorporated. The artwork, well, first arc was okay at best. I love the artwork of Batman and Robin. It does set up for events basically that happen in other books, like when I mentioned basically that it sets up for Batgirl's the lesson story arc in her book. Tim Drake, not really much stuff for him except in this issue because he doesn't have any lines in this entire issue. Batman sort of continues on Batman and Dark Knight, and well, the Bruce Wayne Batman continues in Dark Knight and Batman Incorporated. As for Damian and Dick, they continue in Batman, Death Comics, Batman and Robin. Otherwise, though, this is a really good book. It does also lead into Batman Incorporated, and if you look at this cover, it's basically kind of what happens in Death of the Family, except it's reversed, where the Joker gets the crap beaten out of him by a Robin. Back in Death in the Family, he beats them crap out of Robin. That was Jason Todd. But overall, really good story. I love the one shot because it's kind of like the Marpoint one. So it's like a preview in a way of basically what happens in the Batman books from this point on up until the relaunch. So, if I would give this one a really good one, I would give this one 10 out of 10. Really good stories in here. I recommend you try to get their hand in this book. This book may be about 2 years old. I think it is, isn't it? This book is... this book is actually almost 2 years old. This book came out in 2012. So, when I say get this, heck yeah, get your hands in this book. Okay? This is going to end. Alright? And that's that. Some people didn't. Now, as for some other things, some people didn't like Grant Morrison's run in the title. I was okay with it. I've read his entire run. The only thing I've not read for his run on Batman books is the second one on Batman Incorporated. But everything else I pretty much read. So, am I a fan of Grant Morrison? I kind of am. But I didn't like his run in New X-Men. Otherwise, though, his writing is fine. I've got no problem with that. I just didn't like what he did in New X-Men. Give them leather costumes. I mean, he didn't technically ruin Batman. I mean, last book he brought in some British characters, which is fine. I mean, I would have liked it if since he's a British guy, I would have liked it if he introduced a book featuring British characters like the Jailer, that Penny guy, and Knight and Squire. So I think Knight and Squire did have a mini-series. I would like to have seen an ongoing series that sort of spin out of that book, basically, of the adventures of British superheroes. That might have been easily good in UK, but it probably wouldn't catch very much on here in the US, but it would catch on very good in the UK. And Grant Morrison at the time, he would write it. As of now, he doesn't write anything for DC Comics. The last thing he wrote was Batman Incorporated. After that, he left the company. He basically... I mean, unlike other comics that get canceled during 52, Batman got canceled because of a very good reason. Grant Morrison wanted to retire from Batman books, so he wanted to move on. Alright? So this ends episode 14. Stay tuned for episode 15 when I get a chance to get up to it. Okay? So, see you there.